Well, howdy folks. Welcome back to Rock Hard Riffs, the guitar channel for the self-taught. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter and all that fun stuff. Take a look down in the description. There's always something in the description to link you somewhere else for other stuff to check out, so please take a look down there. Now today we're going over the Marshall JVM410 combo. This is a 100 watt 4-channel combo amp. Has two 12-inch speakers. We'll go over all the details and all of that. Again, there are 3 modes per channel. You're probably familiar with that. It's green, yellow, or amber as they call it, and red. So if you take 4 channels with 3 modes each, that's about 12 channels when you think about it. It also has separate reverbs for every channel. Has 2 master volumes. And it also has presence and resonance and all kinds of crazy stuff, and a really cool foot switch, and we'll talk about the foot switch too. That's a programmable foot switch. So let's take a look at what Marshall has to say as far as the clean channel, which is right here. You can see what's going on there. Clean mode. This has the gain stages after the tone, after the EQs, to offer classic clean, and it does have a very beautiful clean, and bluesy tones for the clean channel, and it is very nice clean. Now the crunch channel, which is right above it there, has from their model, not modeled, it is a Marshall Plexi Super Lead, that's in the green mode, to a 2203 in the orange mode, to a hot rodded JCM 800 Monster, as they call it, in the red. It's a classic rocker's dream, and I do love that crunch channel, I'll tell you what. Also, we have OD1 here, which is Overdrive 1. They say to imagine every high gain, all valve Marshall ever made, and then add even more gain. Incredible tone and extreme gain that runs gamut from cutting to fluid. Overdrive 1 is a perfect shredding hard rock and metal amp. Now, that's what I use it for. I use it OD Orange. OD1 Orange is the primary channel I use on that, at about 50% gain or so, maybe a little more. Now OD2, which is right there, is add even more gain to OD1 and change the tone network topology. In the all-important mids, you have a fire-breathing modern high-gain monster that takes no prisoners, totally addictive. And yes, it's a super channel, super overdriven. Now let's take look more at the specs. The speakers are a Marshall G12 Vintage and a Celestion Heritage, and you really can hear the difference in the speakers. It's pretty cool. So you'd want to mic both speakers, I would think. My opinion would be. The layout is much easier than it looks. Now over here, of course, you've got your 4 different reverbs per channel. And you have your master volumes and your presence and your resonance, and of course the effects loops, and we are going to take a look at the back of the amp too. Okay, so it's much easier to work with than you think. It's just an EQ per channel. And the really cool thing is that in this foot switch, you can switch bing, bang, bing to be into like the red on channel 1. And it will remember all the EQ settings, every setting you have on each channel from the last time you played it. So all you have to do is just hit it, and you don't have to change the EQs, you don't have to do anything up there. It will save it. All you do is just program in something in, dial something in on the EQ, and then just change channels. And that will remember what you'd last had in it. So that's very cool as far as that goes. Okay, now let's, the channel switcher is very cool. This also has MIDI with it as well. The reverb is awesome. It's a studio quality reverb. Again, it has 2 master volumes, so you can use the second master volume as like a boost for like your leads or whatever. So that's very cool. You can also do silent recording with it. And let's take some more looks at I'm just reading some more of the stuff. The series and parallel effects loops, if you want. You have an emulated line out. It's a 6-way foot switch, again, that memorizes what you've done. Channel switching via MIDI, and these are made in England as well. So now these things, they say they're about 80 pounds. Boy, that's the heaviest 80 pounds I've ever felt. It feels more like 100. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over. We're going to turn it around. We'll take a look at the back and have a look-see there. Okay, so now let's take a look in the back. I had not mentioned the tubes that are in there. There are 5 ECC83 in parentheses 12 AX7s and 4 EL34s. So those are the preamp and power tubes that are in there. Okay, so well, let's take a look at, yeah, the preamps are the ECC83s, those are preamp tubes, and the power tubes are 1 ECC83 and 4 by EL34. So those are the tubes. Now I have, these things do have their problems. These are an awesome amp. The idea of it is fantastic. I don't know if it's because of it overheats, what the issue is, but when I first got it, I got this used through Guitar Center, and they were having problems. Just like if you ever read on the forums and stuff, these things have their problems with the tubes. So whoever it was brought it back. They sent it to Marshall. They went over it. They said nothing's wrong with it. They took it back. He was still having, or she was still having problems with it. So they took it back to Guitar Center. I picked it up. Then I had the tubes changed. It freaked out on me. So I was expecting it to happen. So then I changed the tubes. I forget what the heck is in there, but I did change them. Now I'm having problems again. It's down again. I don't know if it's the valves or the tubes, or what. So I'm going to take this in the shop and have it looked at. I have links down in the description so you can hear it, so don't worry. I have a couple of myself playing on it, and I'm going to link some other stuff to it so you can give it a good once over. Alright, now let's take a look at the back of the amplifier here. You've got your MIDI through and MIDI in. That's where the foot switch, okay, plugs into. The emulated line out. You've got bypass and active there. You've got your effects loops, pardon me, right here. And you've got your mix of wet into your dry. And then you can plug into other cabinets or whatever you want, other speaker cabinets. So that's the back. Now this thing is heavy as heavy can be, I'm telling you. It is a drag to tow it around. I have a little hand truck I use with it, but man, not practical. I wish I had gotten ahead, maybe a 212 or 412 cabinet or something. As cool as this thing is, it's just not, it's a drag to haul around, believe me. So, all right, well, that's the JVM410 combo. It is an awesome amp. You get all kinds of tones out of this thing. It is exactly tailored to what I would use it for. I get all kinds of different settings and sounds and crunch and super hard rock and super beautiful cleans and everything in between. So it is an awesome, incredible amp when it's running. I'm just going to say that. And I love Marshall. I've been using Marshalls for 35 so years. I don't know how long. Many, many years. Love them. But they can have their problems. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to Rock Hard Riffs. Again, don't forget to look down in the description for some links to hear this bad boy. All right, have a good one. Thank you, and happy Labor Day 2017.
Beans, 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 beans,
yes,
beans,
we have
beans,
no
beans,
bananas.
Beans, beans,
we have no
beans,
bananas
beans,
today.
Beans, beans,
beans, beans, beans, beans, beans, beans, beans. Whoa, 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 whoa.